It's Y105, number one for all the hits. I'm Steve Pulaski, and joining me on the phone line, he's Bill Kelly, actor in numerous movies, numerous TV shows. You might remember him for roles in Hillbilly Elegy, 24 Legacy, the reboot of The Wonder Years, True Detective, and this weekend specifically, brand new movie, he's Sheriff Jackson in Where the Crawdads Sing. Bill, how are we doing today?
I am absolutely on top of the world right now. Loving this. This week has been incredible. Absolutely incredible.
It's got to be cool to work on a movie that is poised to be pretty big for the summer and then finally see it released and Where the Crawdads Sing.
Yeah, we shot this thing a year ago in the marshlands in Louisiana, and to finally see it all come together and see it on the big screen in the theater, how somebody should see a movie. It's been a fantastic ride.
I review movies. I'm myself making time for it this weekend. I'm looking forward to it. What drew you to the script for it? Obviously, it's based on a popular book by Delia Owens. What drew you to the material, Bill?
Well, the funny part was I got the audition, and I was about halfway through reading the book, so I had a pretty good handle on Sheriff Jackson. And then I found out I got the part as I was going into the last chapter of the book. So the book gave me a lot of background on Sheriff Jackson. Great part for me. I play a lot of cop roles, authority roles, doctors, lawyers. And so I looked at this part and I was like, oh, yeah, I'm all over this. I want to do this part bad. You got sort of the Michael Shannon sort of vibe to you. You're very authoritative and you're like a presence when you're on screen, too. So I can see why those roles favor you. Yeah, it's funny because I have that look on screen, and then I get home and my wife's like, take the trash out, would you? There's no authority in my house, and we know who the authority in my house is my wife. I love that, Bill. He's Bill Kelly again, star of numerous movies and TV shows, and of course Where the Crawdads Sing out this weekend in theaters. What do you think captivates people about this story, and what do you think made this book as popular as it is, Bill? Well, I think the book alone, it sold over 12 million copies, and shows no sign of slowing down. Taylor Swift has done an original song for it, so now we've got a new audience of her fans. But the story itself, is just incredible. It's a murder mystery with romance, intrigue, fortitude. It tells a story of Kaya, who was abandoned as a child and forced to raise herself in the marshlands of North Carolina and learn how to live off the land and how to make the best of life and the cards she was dealt. So I think it's one of those stories that just captivates people, and everybody's just raved about the book. And the movie's incredible. I think it's a great adaptation. Yeah, and you have a really good cast you're working with. How was it working with Taylor John Smith and, of course, lead actress Daisy Edgar Jones? How was the chemistry on set? Oh, it was fantastic. Daisy is one of the nicest people you will ever meet. Just really sweet. We had quite a few, scenes together. I felt so bad. We have one scene that and I'm not going to give anything away. We had one scene together. I'm like, I'm not hurting you, right? It's just, I felt kind of bad about the scene, but again, I won't give anything away. But just, Taylor John Smith is a fantastic guy, really nice. Harris is playing Chase, and he's a fantastic person. You didn't have anybody that was just not a dream to work with, and that includes the cast and the crew. They were all great. Yeah, and the main difference between movie and TV acting, because your IMDb page is loaded with a ton of different credits and such. Can you talk some about the difference between movie and TV acting? It's a much bigger scale when you're on a movie set as it is to a television set. But, even the TV shows. True Detective, you could have put that and made it longer and put it in theaters. It really is just an amazing process to watch. And television is a little bit different because you're working on, like I work on The Wonder Years, and you may have two cameras working simultaneously to capture two shots at once. So it's a little faster pace and doesn't take quite as long to produce a show than it does a movie. He's Bill Kelly, star of the new movie Where the Crawdads Sing, which is in theaters this weekend. And Bill, a few more questions for you if you've got the time. You're a 30-year veteran of radio. I aspire to be to a status like yourself over here. You pivoted to acting in 2011, but I'm very curious. Talk a little bit about your radio background. You got me really interested there. Well, actually, I'm a 41-year veteran of radio. I've been at one radio station, though, for 36 years. So you can definitely relate to what I went through, because when you think about it, acting in radio kind of go hand in hand. I mean, you could have the entire world falling down around you. If you're an air personality, you have to hang your emotions on the back of that studio door, turn on that mic, and act like nothing's going on in your life, and you're trying to lift everybody up, your audience. So it's kind of acting in a different light, a little bit lighter of acting, but it's still kind of acting. And I think that gave me a great ability to transfer some of that into screen acting.
What made you want to make the pivot, though? Because it's a completely different world. I've read even, too, that you don't even have, like, really professional acting training, that you've kind of just learned on the cuff. So that had to be pretty intimidating. That's not something everybody's willing to do.
Yeah, I didn't take any training, of course. Tallahassee's not quite the hotbed of film acting classes. I mean, there's some out there, but I've just been given a great blessing to do something different than radio. So, yeah, I'm forever grateful.
Here's another one for you, though. Just a couple more for you, Bill. Voice acting, like animation and such. I know you do a lot of TV, but you obviously have the voice. I'm sure I'm the very first person to tell you that in your entire life. But you obviously have a great presence of a voice. Have you thought about voice acting in animation or anything like that?
You know, I've done very little voice acting, and it's really been, in commercials where you're playing the part of the car dealership or car dealer or something like that. But yeah, it's being on that round of fun stuff to do, characters and digital animation, and there's so many pieces out there. I would love to try that, but I've never done it. Some of the voice acting that I've done has been fun to do.
One last question for you, Bill. You're a Richmond native and you went to Eastern Kentucky University. You got any hot takes about Kentucky sports this upcoming season? Anything that we should be on the lookout for in Kentucky in the sports world? Anything like that?
I think the basketball team always does pretty well, UK, but I think the football team could do pretty good this year as well.
He's Bill Kelly of Where the Crawdads Sing, brand new movie based on the popular novel by Delia Owens. It is out in theaters this weekend. Book is available wherever books are sold. And again, Bill Kelly, popular from Hillbilly Elegy, 24 Legacy, True Detective, and multiple different shows and movies. Bill, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you, getting to know you. I wish you nothing but the absolute best, and I hope this movie's a great success for you and yours.
Thank you, and thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.